Okay, so I was going back through my old notes, and I found this about WrestleMania 30, which is XXX. That makes 30. And I've been talking about how X equals the Antichrist. Well, it's really funny considering the main event of this, other than The Undertaker, who lost his first match ever in WrestleMania, but the other main event here was this, and it's Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, and H is the eighth letter of the alphabet, so you have triple eight, so three eights, and then you also have Daniel Bryan, who used to have short hair, no beard, um, and now he kind of looks like Jesus. So this match, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what they're trying to represent, but I mean, it's like Antichrist versus Christ or Antichrist versus Antichrist. I'm not really sure what they're trying to go with it, but either way, they're definitely representing Antichrist in this match, and I will show you a few other things about it here in 1 second. So, I mean, Daniel Bryan didn't actually beat Triple H to win this belt, but he beat Triple H earlier in the night to advance to the final match or whatever to win this belt. But that match was one of the most significant matches of the WrestleMania. But also, when Daniel Bryan won, that was the first time he had ever won the World Heavyweight Champion. And at the time that he won it was in April of this year, and he was 32 years old. And at the time, so this is what Daniel Bryan used to look like, and so then he grew his hair out and his beard out, and I thought he looked like Jesus, or what Jesus is supposed to look like supposedly, and so I just typed in on Yahoo Daniel Bryan Jesus, and I guess there was an article, and somebody had asked him if he could wrestle anybody ever and any time or whatever, then he would wrestle, and he said that he would want to wrestle Jesus, even though everybody would know that I'd lose. It would be Jesus, and then this article, ironically, was on August 8th, 2013, and there's 66 comments. How in the world can that even happen? I mean, what are the odds that I click on this article and it says August 8th and then 66 comments? It's crazy. Also, another thing, right around that time was this kid that had cancer loved Daniel Bryan, and he got invited to come to WrestleMania and meet Daniel Bryan and all that. And it was a big article. But the kid was actually 8 years old, which I just thought was interesting considering there's eights and surrounding all of this. I just wanted to point that out. Another thing to do with eights is the Ultimate Warrior had died after he gave that speech. I should make a whole video about it. Maybe I will, but I just want to point this out really quick. The Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan did not get along in real life. And there's this video here on YouTube where Ultimate Warrior goes off on Hulk Hogan and just talks about him needing to get a hold of his life and whatnot. And Hulk Hogan, even on Twitter, he uses the tag of HH, which is 88. So 88 is Hulk Hogan. And about 8 minutes into this video, he talks about how Hulk Hogan tried to have this shadowy character named Triton. And the guy who is Triton, was Triton, that played Triton, is also the same guy who played the Ultimate Warrior in Steve Sting's movie. I can't remember what the movie's called, but hold on, I'll pull it up in just a second. So what I was getting at here is, okay, Ryan Wilson plays the character of the Ultimate Warrior, or Jim Hellwig, in Steve Sting's movie Moment of Truth. And Hulk Hogan, he talks about him in this video here, about Hulk Hogan trying to screw him over or something by the character Triton. And this Ryan Wilson guy in wrestling, his ring name was Triton. And he plays in the Sting movie, or Steve Sting movie. It's basically, the movie is about how Sting becomes a born again Christian, and let's see here. So this guy is Triton, and he plays the Ultimate Warrior. And if you look up Triton, it is, I believe it is a moon on Neptune. Yeah, Triton is the largest moon on Neptune, the eighth planet from the sun. Triton, also in mythology, is Neptune's, or it's actually Poseidon's son, but Poseidon is the same as Neptune. If my internet will ever load, I'll show you. Yeah, so here we go. We have, he is the son of Poseidon and whatever, but Poseidon is also the same as Neptune. And Triton also carries a trident. And that has been talked about since a long time ago. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff I could do about Ultimate Warrior. Like his mask is a bat mask, and bats represent new beginnings. And also eights represent new beginnings. So, but I'm going to move on because there's a few other things I want to talk about with X's. So then you have Brock Lesnar, who beat The Undertaker in WrestleMania XXX. And it was the first time that The Undertaker had ever lost in WrestleMania, and it left him with a record of 21-1. And you look at Brock Lesnar here, and well, he's now 37 years old, born in 1977, but at the time he was 36. But I just want to point out that he's 37 now. And if you go to Revelation 21:1, it says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea." Now, Brock Lesnar made his WWE debut the day after WrestleMania 18, which is 3 sixes. He also beat The Undertaker when he was 36, so that's 3 sixes. And WrestleMania 18, they did it weird here. They didn't do this in any other WrestleManias that I could see. But instead of using all Roman numerals, they used X and then like a regular number. So it was WrestleMania X8. I just found that interesting considering 8s have been crazy lately. And then it's X8 instead of just like XV111. I guess on some of these WrestleManias they do have numbers, but it's kind of weird though. Like, so WrestleMania 2, and like I said, the 2s can actually, the 3 of them can actually equal the 6. So that's the first one they do it on, and then they use Roman numerals on all of them up until 13, which is a significant number in the Illuminati. And then they do 2000. Well, that's, to me, not really that big of a deal. But then they do X, and then they write out 7. But the only one that has X and then, or like a Roman numeral and then an actual number, is this one, because they want you to see the 8. They're pointing it out. The rest of them here, I'll show you. These ones, they just do numbers, and of course they have the 2s in them. And then the rest of them are just Roman numerals. So, I mean, it's just kind of weird that X and then the number 8, that's the only one that they do it that way with. WrestleMania also, one of the nicknames is the Showcase of the Immortals. Oh, wow. So I thought of American History X. I used to love this movie. I still like this movie a lot, but I just figured I'd check it out because it has an X in it. And I mean, you wouldn't believe how many things. I need to make a video of this on how many times when you go to a movie and you click on either the writer or the star or anything, and they're always born on either August or November, or they died on a significant day. Always, it's always in like the 8th month, or like it's either August, October, or November. I mean, I swear I've seen it in like every time I click on something, it seems like. But anyway, I'll prove it here. I mean, American History X, written by this guy. Born August 14th, 1968. Edward Norton. He was born August 18th, 1969. Edward Furlong, the guy in Terminator 2 also. He was born on August 2nd, 1977, and he's 37 years old this year. Kind of strange. The movie grossed over $23 million. The running time, 119 minutes, which is 9/11 backwards. The whole movie is about neo-Nazism, and I mean, how many people think that Adolf Hitler was an Antichrist? That's kind of strange. And then it's why American History X. So the principal is basically why the movie is called American History X, because he makes Danny take a class with him, and he calls it American History X. So let's click on the guy who plays the principal. My internet, come on. The guy who plays the principal, born on October 2nd, which is 2/8. He's 66 years old. All right, well, I'm going to stop it right there. I haven't even really touched the surface on a lot of this. You can go in and look at other things on each of these actors. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of stuff you can find on them. I'm sure there's a ton of other things. I have a whole bunch of other stuff written down, like the chromosomes with the X and XX is a girl, XY is a guy. But also, maybe I'll get into it at a different point here, but I just want to point that out. And then you have the X-Men, like the movies, which are like genetically whatever, different people or different things. It's kind of hard to explain. I need to look into it a little more, but I don't have time to finish it right now, so I'm going to end it right here, and peace.